So we now resume the debate on P.20 unamended. Does anybody wish to speak? Deputy Sir Martin.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I've spent much time thinking, more time than ever before in preparation for a debate. I've actually lost sleep for the first time in many years and woken up at night wondering about the problems in front of us today. I haven't taken much time in writing down my thoughts. This is as serious a debate as I've ever taken part in, and I was as sad as I've ever felt in writing down my few words. Serious because the allegations in the inquiry involve the most awful of crimes. Serious because it involves the abuse of children, those at young and defenceless ages, when we as adults are supposed to look after them until they reach an age. Serious because of accusations of lack of suitable supervision of youngsters in state care, in our care. Serious because the financial amounts involved are now on a vast scale at a time when we have little money and challenges to budgets. I feel sad because there's no question that abuse happened in Jersey. I'm sad because those victims identified in the inquiry were in our care. Sad because we know, when we hear the conflicting evidence given, that some people have been telling the truth and some people have not been telling the truth. Sad because in reality, the only people gaining from this inquiry are the lawyers. Sad because I cannot believe that we as the State Assembly have found ourselves in this situation. And sad because we all want to do what's right, everyone in Jersey, and I believe we're really struggling to do that today. Ex-Deputy Laherisier used to say every once in a while a debate comes along where you hold your nose, push the button and hope for the best. This should definitely not be one of those debates. But what is one to do? Members need to think very, very carefully. I pose some questions and some facts, and I venture no answers because even after weeks of thought, I still can't really decide what really the best thing is to do. What will be the cost, the final cost of this inquiry? I don't know, but I know that of the £4.6 million given to the redress scheme, only £1.9 million went to victims. What have we spent so far? I don't know, but I know that none of the money we're spending on this inquiry is really going to the victims or caretakers, and I fully expect that money isn't the issue to them in this matter. What exactly is there left to do? I'm not sure, but I know that those care leavers that wanted to have their say have done so. The open-ended terms of reference mean that this inquiry could go on ad infinitum. Why has it been so much more than the estimates that were given at the start? I don't know exactly, but I do know that we read in and redact everything regardless. Why do the estimates change so quickly? I have no idea, but I know that the estimates rose by £6 million in 4 months over the New Year period. What are the options? I'm not sure that the option I want is available today, but I know that in my mind we must find a way to do this better. However, I have my doubts that we will. We must stay independent. It's vital that we don't get involved in the running of this inquiry, but we can't carry on like this. This is opportunism at its very worst. The legal profession should be ashamed. The most we will ever give to victims is £1.9 million, and it's just not right. So I don't really want to talk about money, because when it comes to issues as serious as child abuse, money shouldn't be an issue. You should spend whatever is needed. However, the numbers are now so huge that I feel compelled to mention them. because the size of the final bill is going to have repercussions for everyone in Jersey, and that, I'm afraid, is inevitable. We should not, as a matter of course, spend money unnecessarily. We are facing a big shortfall in our coffers. It's happening today, not tomorrow. We need to cut costs, and we're going to do that. And it's going to be tough. This inquiry and the additional sums required to fund it are going to be taken out of the sums are going to be taken out of our reserve. There are no other pots of this magnitude available anywhere else. Members need to be in no doubt carrying on as we are without finding an alternative way of controlling costs, because they're not under control at the moment. We are handing over the bank account details to our reserve fund, complete with full and unencumbered access to those funds. Is that right? If the money was going to help care leavers, I would support it wholeheartedly. If the money was going towards the funding of the ongoing safeguarding of children, which is so desperately needed in the asylum, I would support it wholeheartedly. Let's be clear, I can't control the cost. Ministers can't have control, and it wouldn't be right for them to do so. This inquiry is this Assembly's inquiry, but this Assembly can't control the cost either. Sir, that horrible phrase, we are where we are, I don't want to stop. I want to do what's right, but in my view, it's just not right to give all these tens of millions of pounds to lawyers. We must, regardless of how we do it, deliver value for money, achieve more with less, because at the moment we're getting very little for a great deal. In the letter given to all members this morning from the Care Leavers Association is a quote that the costs of the Northern Ireland inquiry have gone from about £8 million to about £7 million. The population of Northern Ireland is 1.8 million people, so around £10 per head of capita. Jersey's costs by that rate could be £1 million. I'll say no more. So we don't have legislation in place for this type of event, and we need to address that. But today is not the day. So I don't know the cost, but I don't want to stop. But also, I know that we don't have the money coming out of our years. We have ongoing child protection issues to address, but we have to reach a conclusion. We can't go back and change the past, but we can do so much more in the future. I know that continuing to run an inquiry where we can't control costs will have an impact on everyone on this island. For any number of reasons, including our circumstances this afternoon, I would be my wish to hear a few more speeches and move on, regroup, and come back again at the next sitting. My hope would be that we can find a way forward that is acceptable to everyone. Otherwise, I will not be able to support this proposition. We should be doing better than this.
Call on the Constable of St Martin.